fight for their liberation.
GW Apparel, a clothing that speaks. Something for the kings, something for the queens. Visit uptsites.com and use promo code SLDG22 and receive 11% off your order. Peace.
It's the Ticket Plug. We've been running an online ticket business for over a decade, and now we've created an easy way for you to do the same thing through our private ticket resale community. Joining our community will give you a way to flip your bread and generate profit income consistently. We provide you with all the tools, training, and resources needed to start your life-changing online ticket business. Zero experience needed. To join our ticket resale community, go to thetickettrap.com. Again, go to thetickettrap.com. That's thetickettrap.com.
The Master's Table by DJ RP Beats and Sincere Love to God, now playing on the internet's #1 destination for true hip-hop. Introducing truthhiphop.com, a meticulously curated platform designed for connoisseurs seeking a superior quality of hip-hop. Immerse yourself in an unparalleled experience of 100% bar-heavy, authentically crafted, real hip-hop. Discover the essence of the genre, reminiscent of its golden era, now playing exclusively at truthhiphop.com.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.
In the person of Sincere Love to God.
I mean, they arms too short, like tall Anthony Shaw.
Aye.
Back in the house once again. Welcome everybody to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. I am the God, Sincere Love, in the building with my lovely co-host, Nicety Girl. What's going on?
What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday. How's everybody's Sunday? It's beautiful out here in Cali.
Oh, yeah?
It's beautiful, though. I mean, it's not cold. It's not hot. It's just beautiful. It's clear. You know, Cali is no longer as blue as people pretended it was. You know, it's just great.
I don't know about that. California got a long way to go.
We got a long way to go, but I just love to see it. To see these fools cry.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, the weather's kind of dreary down here. You know, it's starting to get dark super early.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, it wasn't raining today, but it was just, you know, mad gray and cloudy outside. But, you know, it ain't cold. It ain't hot.
Right. It's just nice. It's just nice.
It's all good. It's all good. So we didn't do much today, man. Clean up the crib, get things together around the house. You know, laundry day and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to change my room around tomorrow. A little project of my own. I'm kind of tired of how it is. And then I think I want to do, instead of paint, I think I want to do wallpaper. I want a nice little cute print on one of the walls, like where I'm going to change my bed to. I think I want to do a nice print on that wall, one wall, keep everything else the same and just rearrange everything.
Like an accent. Well,
Yeah. So that's going to be my project tomorrow.
Get that feng shui together.
You know, and plus I'm off. So I'm going to, take that time to do something fun with my room.
All right. Cool. But again, welcome everybody. We here on Sincere Love the Godcast. Y'all know what to do as y'all coming up in here. Hit that like button. When you hit the like button, that helps to boost the video into the YouTube algorithm just a little bit. You know, helps to let people who are subscribed to us on YouTube get the notifications when we go live and all of that. Also share this out on your social media platforms and let everybody know that we are live right now. It's about to go down right here another Sunday. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to us on YouTube, Godcast Enterprises on YouTube, as well as Sincere Love to God on YouTube. The number's been going up a little bit on the Godcast Enterprises channel. We getting up there, man. We headed towards 500 on that channel. So if you're not already subscribed to Godcast Enterprises, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And like I said, share this video out. Let everybody know that we live. And click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love the Godcast. We try to be here every Sunday around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to chop it up with y'all. We also got the Black Business Showcase that we usually do on Wednesdays around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And that's where we bring on business owners and entrepreneurs, and we chop up good game about business. So if you are a business owner, entrepreneur, you got a nonprofit, you're an inventor, anything like that, and you'd like to be featured on our channel, hit me up, slide in the DMs, me a Nicety Girl.
Yep.
I'm at Sincere Love the God on all social media platforms. Nicety is at Nicety Girl with the number one on Instagram, and just leave off the number one if you're an ex user, formerly known as Twitter. Or you could just send us an email, godcastenterprises@gmail.com. That's godcastenterprises@gmail.com. Let us know what you got going on so we can get you on the schedule for the Black Business Showcase. All right. And so, main topic for today, we're going to be talking about how the Democratic shills have been crashing out on social media over Kamala's loss. The election was last week. We covered it a little bit. Post-election episode last week, we talked about it a little bit. But the fallout has been still falling out. And the shills have been still crashing out. So we're going to be talking about that on today's episode, as well as some other things that's going on in the news. So y'all strap up, sit tight.
It's not that the celebrity class, the bootlegs, that we see on social media that's crashing out, but it's some of our family members that's crashing out too. Like, sadly, my son's father has crashed out. My son's been telling me about some of their conversations. They had gone to his sister's not baby shower, her son's 1-year birthday party. So my son has a nephew. And so they were on their way home, talking about it. And he said his dad is like hitting his hand on top of the dashboard, this is why. And Ty, he's really like you. Like, I swear, like, y'all just you guys don't get emotional about anything. Like, you just be really chill about stuff, and you're more logical, or at least you try to be when you're talking to people. Like, you can go there and push, obviously, but you try to be like cool. And he respects his dad so much that he feels like yelling at his dad would be a form of disrespect. So he's just like, but dad, well, what about this, and this? And his dad is a musician, mainly in the Black church, mainly for the Black church. You know what I'm saying? Not that he doesn't do other music, but mainly church. And so Ty was like, well, by you being a Christian and all, he started throwing out all the other. Yeah, so he said he just started hitting the dashboard like, listen to what I'm saying, man. I'm older than you. I've been in the world longer than you, so you really can't tell me nothing because I'm older than you. And he was like, Mom, he was like hitting the dashboard. And so he was like really going crazy. And I was like, seriously? He was like, yeah, but he said, but I kept rebuttaling. Like, I just wasn't going to let him use that against me. So every time he said something, I had my rebuttals on it. And again, it's not about, being a Trump supporter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He even understands policy. He even understands what's negative for Black people versus what isn't. I mean, what's positive. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, it's been like hella crazy in these social media streets with family members, in the family text, everybody's crashing the hell out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And it's crazy. And one thing about it, though, is that the legacy media, the mainstream media, has been promoting and pushing this family divide.
Oh, yeah. Joyless Reed.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen some of the stuff that's been coming out of the mainstream media, but they bringing on psychologists. And this is a few, like a CNN did something. Joy Reid's on MSNBC, right?
Right.
Yeah. Joy Reid brought on somebody. They're bringing on these psychologists, just somebody that's supposed to have a degree, and asking them, "Hey, don't you think it might not be a safe space for people to be around their family members this coming holiday who they know voted for Trump?" And these psychologists are co-signing this nonsense, saying, "No, like, I don't know, that might not be a good idea." I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about?
We don't even know these people, and they don't know us, nor do they give a damn about us. Neither Trump or Kamala give a damn about your ass. What are you talking about?
But the people who are glued to that shit, who watch that shit faithfully, they believe in these talking heads so much. You know what I'm saying? They buy into that. And this is some real diabolical stuff that they pushing, man.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna
Intentionally.
see if I could find the video with Joy Reid.
Do we have it in the materials? I'm checking right now.
I know my brother, shout out to Raheem Shabazz. I know he posted it. Let me go. Actually, no, yeah, I have it here.
It's in the materials.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me go to the AOL one because that one don't have all of those pop-ups like that. And I'm gonna play it on my phone, y'all. I don't want to feel like sharing the screen.
I'm so sick of this little bald head.
Joy Reid, right?
Mm-hmm. Cause it sounds like you guys are supposed to be, the educated, elitist, yet y'all talk so ignorantly.
So the article, I have the article up, but I thought they don't have the video in the article.
They,
So
you probably have to go to Ross.
yeah, but I think his was like somebody doing a reaction to it.
Oh,
I don't want to
well,
play
we can
that.
read it. We can read a
Yeah,
little bit of it.
exactly. So on AOL.com, Yale psychiatrist urges MSNBC viewers to shun Trump voting family members over the holidays. Like what? A Yale affiliated psychiatrist encouraged LGBTQ plus people whose family members voted for Donald Trump to cut ties and shun their relatives over the upcoming holidays as fallout from the election reached hysteria on the left-leaning MSNBC. And so the video that I saw, they wasn't even really just talking about LGBT people, but even that still
Well, that shows you a lot about where she aligns. That first
right,
sentence. Yeah. Enough said.
right, right. And I don't y'all haven't learned yet that that's not a base for y'all.
Right.
Y'all trying to peel off the LGBT people and separate them from the community. It's not enough of them to create a new base. Y'all don't understand that? Because it looked like that's what Gavin Newsom out there in California trying to do too.
Right, he's trying to, but he's messed up so bad out here, and it's not enough, of the Latino community to save his ass. So he gonna switch up real quick as soon as them federal funding start not coming. So he'll change his tune. He can talk all that talk right now, but once Donald Trump says, "Well, you're not getting a federal check," he'll shut the hell up.
Yeah, because what he's doing, for those of y'all that don't know, a lot of stuff been going on ever since Trump won the election. He didn't even take office yet, and
Right.
Things have been shifting all over the world, not even just in the country, all over the world. We've been seeing a lot of things shifting just to get prepared for the upcoming Trump presidency. And so Gavin Newsom has been scrambling to try to protect some of these LGBT
Illegal aliens too.
yeah, some of the laws and statutes and things that they have been putting in place specifically for those groups.
In the
He's been
school system.
scrambling to try to protect those things ahead of Trump's up and coming presidency, so his executive orders won't be able to affect it or whatever the case may be. I don't know what he's trying to do.
I
I
think
don't
it
know what he's trying
could,
to do.
but I just think that honestly, most parents didn't want that stuff in the schools anyway. So I don't even know why, Gavin Newsom is even trying to make that a thing. For the most part, there was a lot of protests here. Not, I wouldn't say in our communities, but a lot of the wider communities, they did not want that shit in schools. And they were turning up out there, showing up,
Facts,
showing out because they had a problem with it. So I don't see him having a leg to stand on with that. Like, that's not even our
facts,
issue.
facts,
Not a
facts.
problem.
And so this Yale psychiatrist that they had, that Joy Reid had on there, she said there's a societal push that if somebody is your family, they are entitled to your time. And I think the answer is absolutely not, Calhoun said in the clip shared online. So if you are going through a situation where you have family members or you have close friends who have voted in ways that are against you, that are against your livelihood, then it's completely fine not to be around those people and to tell them why, she continued. To say I have a problem with the way you voted because it went against my very livelihood, and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me. Look,
Ma'am, shut up. Shut
look,
up.
people that voted blue are voting for things that are against our livelihood
Exactly.
and against our way of life. Many of
Principles.
many of our family members.
Our
You know what I'm saying?
morals. Our
Right.
principles. Like, what are you talking about? Our religion for those that have religions. Like, come on.
Facts.
What are you talking about?
Facts. But they still our family though. We still love them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna cut off Nana and Auntie and them because they voted for Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Most of my family members, I really don't even have those conversations with them like that unless
Right.
they come to me. Like some of them will come to me because
Mm-hmm.
I create content. They see me on social media and all of that. They understand how I get down. And so sometimes the things that we say in these spaces, when they see it on their timeline coming from their nephew or whatever, it gives them pause. It makes them think.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It
And so
should.
every once in a while, I'll get a call like, "Yo, what's up with this? Why you saying this?" You know what I'm saying? And to me, they really asking questions because
For
they
understanding.
hear something that's making sense. You know what I
Right.
mean? It might not sit with their current belief system, but they like, all right, well, I heard
But
what he
it
said. That
triggers something. It
right,
triggers something. It triggered a thought. And you're having respectful dialogue, even if you do disagree,
right,
with one another. And so, yeah, I would never ever shun my family based off of who they, chose to vote for, because you're my family. You're gonna be here when Donald Trump not, Kamala Harris, or anybody else. We all we got, and we know that.
right. And look, we get people in our spaces because some of y'all be getting mad at your family members and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all be getting frustrated with your family members because, you know, they don't get it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They still voting blue and all of that, and you upset that you can't change their mind. And sometimes, people will be in our comment section or they'll call up to the spaces when Tariq is on spaces or whatever, and they asking, what should we do about these family members and all of that.
Mhm.
And we always say, yo, that's your family, man. Let them be who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't waste your time. You gotta charge that to the game. But we don't be
Mhm.
telling people cut them off and don't talk to them and all of that. And you got to ostracize people and all that. We don't be saying no shit like that.
Let me say this. I'm not going to, or how dare someone tell me to cut off my family members over an election, but we're told in a lot of these family members to forgive the pedophile, forgive the child molester, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit, because that goes on in a lot of family households and family dynamic too. You know what I'm saying? Just let that go. That was a long time ago. We're pushed to forgive them for that type of shit. But because they decided to vote a
Right.
different way, all of a sudden we're supposed to shun them and not deal with them. Tell what's this lady name? The go to
Joy
hell.
Reid.
Both of them can go to
Right.
hell.
That's a
Both of them can go to
that's
hell.
that's an excellent point though. That's an excellent point. When black folks is getting gunned down by these race soldiers out here, these networks are the same entities out here pushing black people to forgive.
Right.
That's the first thing they
Right.
do when they talk to the family members. Well, do you forgive them?
Right.
They always
Right.
trying to get black people to forgive these damn race
Mhm.
soldiers for murdering their loved ones. But
Right.
now you encouraging people to stop talking to their family members over who they voted for. Shit is evil and diabolical, man.
Not just encouraging people not to eat with their family and get together for the holidays, but you have Auntie Puke who's saying, black men should be lynched for not voting for Kamala. And I think that's very diabolical. First of all, you're not even from here. Lynching is very, you know, something that our ancestors had to deal with. I don't know what went on over there in the Caribbean. I'm sure they had their own form of it, but we're talking about here. And you're in America, and for you to say something, that insane and stupid out your mouth as a person with black skin, because I don't consider you black saying something like that. Just a black looking person, that pissed me off.
Yeah, yeah. And for those that don't know, she's talking about Luther Campbell.
Right.
Um,
Auntie.
but real quick, shout out to Black Voltron Reloaded. He said he was unsubscribed to our channel here on YouTube,
Wow.
unsubscribed to Godcast Enterprises. So y'all know how they do. man.
Right.
So just double check if you think you might be subscribed to the channel, just double check that you didn't get unsubscribed and make sure that you are subscribed to us, Godcast Enterprises on YouTube, and click the notification bell. And so again, that's why it's important for y'all to share this out too when we go live, because many people get unsubscribed and people don't get the notifications and things like that. So you guys gotta be the street team, the digital street team for us to make sure people get the signal when we put it out there.
Right. And I'm thinking too, Sincere, that is also something that the Democratic Party perhaps is pushing them to do now, because after the election, he was on that, black people need to, come together for a second, and then he said that there was no more black and brown. I haven't really seen him go in on the Latinos and calling for their lynching or anything else, since they voted, the way that they voted. But I feel like with all these people coming out here in droves, we talk about how they have these think tanks and stuff like that. They're all pretty much saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Black men should be killed, lynched, you know what I'm saying, shunned, whatever. I'm thinking
Yeah.
that this is something that's coming down from the top too.
Yes, another excellent point. Another excellent point. When you hear the same words over and over again coming from seemingly different people, they
Right.
all saying the same thing at the same time, that's coming from the top. These are talking points that are given to them. We already know throughout the campaign they were paying content creators, not just celebrities, but TikTokers and other content creators and all of that. They was reaching out to people that got any type of influence online and paying people to push their talking points.
Yep.
So when you hear these people talking these saying these same things over and over again at the same time, you already know what it is.
What it is. What
And
it
I'm
is.
I'm gonna play some of what Luke was talking
Auntie.
about in a second. But you said you brought up last week when he said after the election ain't no more black and brown coalition.
Right. Right.
And so I wanted to say something about that too, because there's been a lot of I guess opposing views about who's responsible for making the Democrats lose this election. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And we know what it is. We understand what it is in these spaces. The black vote is the swing vote. You know what I'm saying? And although, black people still voted in the highest percentile than any other group for the Democrats, enough of us shifted, either stayed home, voted for Trump, or voted for a third party. There was enough of us that did that to make the difference. That's what really made the difference for the Democrats. But
Right.
they're trying to give credit to the Latinos because of the way that they voted for Trump. Many of them
Are they
voted for
giving them
Trump.
credit? I don't feel like they're giving them credit because they ain't going hard on them like they going on us. So they know what the swing vote was
They keep
because
they keep they keep repeating it over and over again.
right.
You see it in their headlines over and over again, and they putting people, the Sharptons and all these people out there to keep on saying that. And that's what Luke was talking about, with the Latino thing and all of that, right? And so my thing is, both narratives work for us. I don't mind either way they want to try to spin it, because what it does when they push the Latino thing and say, "Oh, it was the Latinos' fault," that Trump got elected. When they push that wakes more of our people up to the farce of the black and brown coalition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That brings more of our people into what we've been saying about the fake minority coalition that never existed.
In
So
the
now
first
more
place.
people are starting to say what Luke said. Oh, ain't
Right.
no black and brown coalition. We've been saying this shit for over a decade, but now
Man.
more and more people are starting to see it for what it is. And so both narratives work for us. I'm cool either way they want to spin it.
Either way. And by the way, he said, new rule, no more saying black and brown people. It's just black, okay? They just gave us the finger. They been giving you the finger, fool.
Right.
Fuck,
Where
where the
you been
fuck
at?
you been? They been giving you the finger.
Where you been at? And there's a video of an Afro Latina chick in here that I want to play too. But let me play what Luke was saying, the disrespectful shit he was saying about us though, real quick.
Auntie.
These 12% of black men who voted for this psycho motherfucker are sat home. I'm looking forward to them get their ass lynched by the police officers. I'm not going to fucking protest under no circumstances.
When did you?
So I'm sitting my ass back with my popcorn, and These 12% of black men who voted for this.
And shout out to Raheem Shabazz. He posted that on his page. Shout out to our brother Raheem Shabazz. But yeah, that's not a threat, Luke.
My thing is, where were the tethers at anyway, outside of twerking?
Right.
In front of the police officers, popping your bussies and your pussies in front of police officers. Where were you? Y'all haven't been on the ground with us anyway.
Right. Y'all have not moved the needle when it comes to getting justice. Y'all have not moved the needle when it comes to getting justice anyway. So what are y'all threatening to take away?
Right. Stay at home like you've been doing.
The most that any of y'all do is hold up a sign after somebody done got killed. And stand on the corner somewhere and hold up a sign.
And twerk.
You gonna stop doing that?
And twerking.
That's not a threat. You know what I'm saying?
And my thing is too, the same fucking bullet, you know what I'm saying, that you're wishing that hit us, them bullets can fly your way too. You know, don't dig no ditch for us because you can fall in it too. You know what I'm saying? What was that to say? That was nothing to even say about a way people chose to vote, you know, wishing death upon people in that way.
Right. And look, the shit that they talking about, they about to get on, no more black and brown coalition, and if people that voted for Trump or whatever get killed, you know, we not going to protest for them and all that. You know, we've been on that type of time anyway. First of all, we've been saying ain't no black and brown coalition.
Right, catch up.
And for the longest, we've been on the type of time where anytime somebody get killed by a race soldier, we sit back and wait to see what the family gonna say first.
Period. Hello.
We trying to make sure this ain't somebody that was on the coon train. It wasn't a tether that was out here talking greasy, calling us all type of akadas online. We wait to see who goes there.
Right.
Before we start standing up for any of these people. So we've been on that type of time. So we don't mind further delineating from y'all. We have no problem with that.
At all.
We have no problem with that. But as far as the Latinos and voting for Trump and all of that, this is what this Afro-Latino chick has had to say, which was kind of interesting, especially towards the end. Y'all check this out.
A lot of us seem confused and surprised about how 60% of Latino voters voted for Donald Trump after he's made countless racist and xenophobic remarks against not only Latinos, but also immigrants from other countries. But Afro-Latinos, we're not surprised at all. Racism is alive and well in the Latino culture with things like mejorar la raza, which means to better the race, which is like street eugenics, calling your family members based on their skin tone, like negro, negrita, as a loving term, but it's obviously derogatory because the anti-Blackness is so prevalent. And the craziest part, if we were able to break down the Afro-Latino votes from the white and mixed Latinos, we'd probably see that Afro-Latinos inflated the Harris support from Latinos.
So it was that last part for me.
Mm.
Now, amongst themselves, they talking about delineating.
Did you hear it?
All right.
Did you?
So if we was to break down which Latinos voted for who, we would see that overwhelmingly it was the Afro-Latinos that supported the Democrats. Right.
Them black ones, the niggas.
Right. Right. So now they saying what we've been saying. We never heard people within the Latinx, Latino, Hispanic community, whatever the hell label they want to go by. We've never heard so many of them calling out that mejorar la raza openly in English.
Black,
you know what I'm saying?
Black media been doing that.
We've been doing that.
Right.
We've been exposing that, and so now many of them are starting to feel more comfortable standing up for themselves. They never even had the testicular fortitude to stand up for themselves against the white Latinos in their community.
Right.
When we understand when you go to any of these Latin American countries or any of these Spanish-speaking Caribbean countries, you see the black people are always huddled up in the barrios and the ghettos and all of that, in the favelas and all of that. It's always the dark-skinned ones, you know, living in poverty and living in squalor. You know, they never show them on, you know, in their media, Telemundo and, you know, their Spanish soap operas and all of that. You only see
especially Brazil.
Right. Right. They try to hide them and act like they don't exist. In Asia too, by the way, they do the same thing in Asia. Because it's a bunch of Negroes running around these Asian countries too with afros and shit that they hide.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want nobody to know about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we the ones that been calling this out. So y'all welcome aboard.
You're
Y'all
on the late
welcome
freight.
aboard.
You're on the late freight, but you're welcome. Come on on.
For real, for real. For real, for real. And
Speaking of
so
delineation, though, did you hear Trick Daddy?
yeah, let's talk about Trick Daddy. Go ahead.
Since we're talking about delineation, we may as well, stay on topic here. Trick Daddy said, do not call him no damn African American. He ain't no damn
Okay.
African.
Mm-hmm.
He says, hold on. He said he doesn't identify as an African American. I've never been to Africa. I know it's the motherland, but it's not my mother. Not my mama. Not her mother and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. Meaning, I'm from here. My people here. My lineage goes here. He's probably traced it. I don't know. Maybe he's tapped in and not saying nothing. But he said
No,
it's no.
I'm saying no.
Okay, I'm just saying maybe he's not tapped in that way, but he's heard. Where people are talking about ancestry and lineage and stuff like that. Maybe he thought the reparations check was coming and he decided to do his ancestry. I don't know.
I'm saying no. I'm saying I'm gonna play for y'all. I'm gonna play for y'all.
I'm trying to figure out how Afro get in front of my motherfucking race. I ain't never been to Afro color. Never been to Africa. Afro or Afro. Never
He
been
said
there.
Afro or
I'm
Afro.
not from Africa. I'm born and raised in Goose, Florida. I'm born in Goose, raised in Liberty City, the Poker Bean Project. I ain't never went to Africa. I ain't thinking about going there. And I heard it's a beautiful place. Yeah. And I know it's the motherland, yes. But not my mother, not her mother, and not her mother's mother. That ain't their land. American real true land is right here in the U.S. soil. I'm trying to figure out how Afro get in front of my mother.
And so y'all know y'all know me, man. I think I think differently, man. I think I think a little bit more critical. It was funny. What he's saying is true,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel Trick Daddy spirit at all. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. To be honest,
He gonna be.
I
You think he
think
gonna be apologizing?
no. I think Trick is not. He's not coming from the same place that we're coming from. He's not coming from no type of scholarship or nothing like that. Trick is coming from it's a coon spirit behind what Trick is saying. My opinion.
Do you think almost like Charleston White? Because he does the same thing.
On this particular topic, I don't remember hearing nothing from Charleston White, but I don't
Yeah, I
listen to
have.
him like
I
that.
have. He says the same thing. I ain't no African, he talking about the ashiness. Like, yeah, he goes in on Africa too. Like, he's not from there. His people is here.
But look, here's the thing. That's not nothing new. You had Negroes saying stuff like that way before we started delineating, way before we started our ethnic aggregation. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Way before we started doing this, we've always had that. But like I said, it was before it was coming from a coon spirit, because Africa as a whole was lifted up by foundational Black Americans.
Agreed.
It was foundational Black Americans that always gave props to Africa and held it up and gave and exalted Africanness. We've made that something fly globally. That's always been part of our culture, right? And those of us who were doing that were those of us who were pro-Black, those of us who were more viewed as more militant or whatever. And so people who talk like how Trick was talking were doing that to separate themselves from the pro-Blacks, to make themselves seem less militant.
Okay.
And so it brings to mind, like, y'all remember there was a scene in Roots like that. There was a scene in Roots like that where I forgot which character. It wasn't the Fiddler character. I know Fiddler, he kept referring to Kunta as a Guinea man and the African man and all of that. But I think it was a female. One of the female characters was saying something about not being African on one of them Roots episodes. But more clearly I can remember on Boys in the Hood, in the beginning of Boys in the Hood, when Trey was in school and the teacher called him up. She said, "Oh, you want to teach the class?" Because he said something or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, you want to come up here and teach the class?" And Trey got up there and he was like, "Yeah, anybody know what this place is right here? He was pointing to the map. He was like, anybody know what this place is right here? He was like, yeah, that's Africa. He was like, yeah. And so my daddy told me that I'm frozen. Am I good?
Now you are. It actually went out and came back. You froze and it cut completely off.
Mm-hmm.
You ended with Trey. You said Trey something and like the beginning of Trey.
On Boys in the Hood, when Trey was in the classroom and he made an outburst in the classroom, and the teacher was like, well, you want to come up here and teach the class? And he was like, sure, I'll get up there and teach the class. And that was me, by the way. That scene always reminded me of me. That scene always reminded me of me. But when he got up there, he pointed to the map and he was like, anybody know what this place is right here? And he was pointing to Africa and all of that. And he was like, yeah, my daddy told me that everybody come from Africa. All y'all, everybody come from Africa. That's the motherland, blah, blah, blah. And then there was one kid that was like, I ain't from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. Remember that? Africa, I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. And so that wasn't coming from a place of saying, we unique and we exceptional people and all of that.
He was repping his gang. He was repping his gang. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think you always had that people that had a coon spirit behind them that wanted to deny Africanness. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't coming from the same place that we coming from. And I just didn't get that feeling when I heard Trick. I was like, I don't know where Trick coming from with that. Even though what he's saying is right.
Right.
What he's saying is right. You know what I'm saying? We've been here long enough. We had a ethnogenesis here. And so we have a unique history and culture. We've been saying this for a long time now. And people understand what it is. So it could be, I could be wrong. It could be what Nicely is saying that, he's been hearing some of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he watched a couple podcasts or something. Maybe he read a book. I don't know. Maybe.
Or, you hear a lot of people say, if Trump get in the office, he going to deport us back to Africa.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I haven't seen or heard that. However, my son told me about something like that he's seen or whatever. And I was like, well, I done traced my lineage back right on here. Killing fields of America. I haven't found nowhere in Africa, the Caribbean, or anything yet.
That's the dumbest talking point ever.
Yeah.
We the only non-immigrants here.
Right.
Send us back where? What are you talking about?
For me, nowhere. Where? Back to Texarkana? What? You gonna take me out of California and put me back in Texarkana?
Right. Yeah, that's the dumbest talking point ever right there. That's the dumbest scare tactic ever. Like what? Yeah, that mean y'all too, black folks. They talking about y'all too. What are you talking about?
No.
Well, they're gonna send me back. They're gonna send me back to North Carolina.
Right. I'm just.
What are you talking about? I'm confused. He said, "Nah, Trick and others been saying stuff like that. Might not be pro-black. I don't believe he cooning." Okay. Hey, family. We are checking in New Face Magazine. Oh, shout out to New Face Magazine. How you doing, Wendy? Appreciate you tapping in.
She caught me up here with my hair not combed. Y'all getting the real today.
Right.
I'll comb my hair next week.
Right. I'm talking about the spirit, you know what I'm saying, behind it is really what I'm referring to. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the reason why Africa was ever held up in a high light was by pro-black thinking people. You know what I'm saying? Mostly from here. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. That's just on period. You know what I mean? We put that thing on the map. Conscious Black Americans is the ones that made it fly. That's what I'm saying. And the spirit behind that was about pro-black liberation and all of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Global liberation.
So, some of the scholarship, I ain't gonna say the scholarship was off, but I would say the approach may have been off because we made the mistake of skipping over, 500 years of the actual history that we have here, plus some. You know what I'm saying? So that was the prematureness of it all, just skipping past all of the glorious history that we laid down right here and just going straight to ancient Africa somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's the part. But I'm just talking about the spirit behind where I felt like he was coming from when I heard it. I didn't feel like that was nothing pro-black or empowering that he was saying. But I could be wrong. Never know. I could be sleeping on old Trick.
So, what do you think about Kamala Harris and, this election costing upwards of $20 million and vendors may not even get paid?
No. You said that wrong. This election cost over $1 billion. And now they are talking about they might be 20 million in debt, 20 million in the red.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
reading the headline. I did read that wrong. My bad. But yeah, that is crazy. And this is the person that we want in charge of our budget and shit.
They spent over $1 billion on this lady's campaign.
In 90 days? Was that what, 90 days?
Yeah, something like that. What, August?
Whoa.
I think August is when she got selected.
That's crazy.
Yes. Hold on. Where's that Van Jones video at?
Oh, Lord. He be whining a little too much for me, too. I'm getting sick of his ass, too. I'm sorry.
Right. Hold on. Let me see.
And so Nancy Pelosi using the word heartbreaking in her conversation with Dodo. Carville talking about a dark tunnel. Bleeding starting. Yep. And there needs to be discussion among Democrats. So, well, look, we spent $1 billion and elected Donald Trump. Not a blame game. That's called accountability. And the people at the top of the campaign, the top of the party, had a lot of people pissed off at them because there were people who had suggestions. There were people who were saying, "Why are we doing this way?" It was like, "Hey, we've got it." So basically, the Shills are rebelling against the top brass in the Democratic Party because they felt like they had better ideas about how the campaign should go, and nobody was listening to them. And so they wasted over $1 billion, and Trump got elected anyway.
Well, pretty much. I mean, to be fair, I don't feel like she really had a chance because Tesla pointed this out. Trump has been campaigning for 4 years, technically. They threw her in, the last 90 days because everyone within the Democratic Party decided to throw Joe Biden under the bus. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the election would have, if she had a full 4 years, would have made a difference? I don't think so. But in fairness, she only had 90 days. So why do y'all even spend that much money to begin
I don't think that would have made a difference.
I don't either.
If they would have spent $5 billion and she would have been campaigning for 5 years,
it was
anybody else for that matter, running that same type of campaign. Take her out and insert whoever, you know what I'm saying, running on the same non-policy issues that she was running on, and let the election go down fair. The only way that they could have won the election was to cheat. You know what I'm saying? But it's no way that they could have won a fair election with standing on what they were standing on. I don't care how much money they spent. I don't care how long that they had to, put the messaging out there. It wouldn't have made a difference because most American people are not with all of this stuff that they pushing. Especially most American people are against all of this degenerate, non-procreative sexual agenda stuff that they pushing on children, these open borders,
right?
And even a lot of stuff that we seen with during the pandemic with the mandates and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And so this is one thing that I'm actually liking about the upcoming Trump presidency. You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, I'm kind of like indifferent towards it, but I like the the RFK inclusion.
Yes.
The fact that he's bringing Robert F. Kennedy on to be in charge of the health administration. Because look who they got in there right now.
Right. Don't get Lord. He's going to be over the Department of Health right now. They have Dr. Richard, Rachel Levine. That y'all.
Now, who you want in charge of the Department of Health?
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
Y'all.
I'm just saying. And so they immediately talking about shutting down all of this stuff where they're giving puberty blockers to kids
Mm-hmm.
and surgeries to kids, you know what I'm saying, to
Some of
be
the
able to
poisons in our
transition and all of that
food,
stuff.
the
Right,
poisons in our food, already taking fluoride out of the water. Like, come on
right,
now.
right. The chemtrails,
Right,
you know, and RFK, he been on this.
right.
RFK been on this for years and years and years. Before even the pandemic came about, he was talking about the dangers of some of these vaccines and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? They pinned him as a conspiracy theorist. Remember, he was part of the disinformation dozen,
Yep.
along with Reza Islam and all of that. They were
Mm-hmm.
shutting down his pages and all of that, kicking him off
Yep.
the internet and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And so many of us, you know what I'm saying, if you've been in the quote unquote conscious community for a long time, you know, we've been touching on these subjects. You know what I'm saying? Big pharma, you know, dealing with the chemtrails, dealing with what's that? What's that? Monsanto company and all of that with the seeds and the
Yep.
agricultural industry and all of that stuff. We've been talking about this stuff, and people been saying, "Oh, that's conspiracy. Y'all conspiracy theorists. This, that, and the third." This man is about to be in charge of the Department of Health, and he talking about not going through Congress to try
Right.
to get laws changed. They talking about things that they could do immediately through executive action to get some of these chemicals out of the food. Many of the
They won.
chemicals that are banned in most,
Countries.
first world countries.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the
Cancer is
chemicals are already
causing
banned. Right.
cancer is causing ingredients in our stuff like ketchup, things that we use on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? Little small shit like that. Your meats as well. But yeah, day one, I'm excited for that because now we're talking about, getting to the root of the problem. People are dying because what's in our food. People are dying because the ingredients and the stuff that we're buying from our stores every day on the corner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm
Real
for that.
talk. Real talk. And think about it, man. When we was kids, we didn't see so many fat kids
No.
when we was growing up. All these overweight kids,
Right.
all these autistic kids.
Right.
We didn't see that like that when we was growing up. It was one or two. It was one or two. You know what I'm saying? Now it's so many. They don't even have enough teachers for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Um, even with a lot of the sexual stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know
they
what I'm
gotta.
saying? A lot of that stuff is tied into these chemicals too.
Yep.
We
Oh
didn't see
yeah.
we didn't see so many little boys switching around and all of that when we was growing
Mhm.
up.
Remember
It was
that
always
black?
like
Um,
it was always like one or two.
what's that black scientist that showed that experiment with the frog? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That yeah. Come on now.
Right.
It's
When
the
we was
food.
kids, it was and people say, well, that's because they was hiding, they was in the closet, they didn't want to come out. Kids, I'm talking about kids.
We talk about children.
I'm talking about children, grade school children. If
You
that's
know.
just how you are, that's how you are. You ain't gonna be able to just be in the closet like that at 9, 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? But now we see them very effeminate, switching around early.
Early.
And and that got a lot to do with a lot of these chemicals and stuff too that they allow to be in the
Yeah.
foods and the medicines and maybe even the vaccines. Who
And also
knows?
the attention. A lot of these children want to do it because a lot of the attention that they get, from the outside world when you do all this transition, and especially the boys when they put on a dress. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they can do some makeup and they can dance and stuff like that. I think the attention that they give, and who pointed that out to me was Angela Stanton. She said that she's always known that her son, who's trans or whatever, she said she knew that he may have been gay. You know what I'm saying? When he was little. She said,
Mhm.
but this is where she draws the line as far as him, reassigning, doing the sex reassignment surgery and things like that, because that's the only bloodline that she has is through him to carry it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Going forward. And so, they've had their talks obviously since then. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more aware because his mom has taught him. But you have the outside world coming into their family dynamic and telling him, that his mother didn't love him because she didn't support him cutting his thing off, which was
Right.
further from the truth. But I think he understands that now. thankfully.
Right. Yeah, man. And they also talking about taking away the immunity from the vaccine manufacturers.
Good.
Because you know, right now they got it set up so if you get injured from one of these vaccines, you can't even sue them.
Right.
So they trying to take away the immunity from that. So you talk about
Good.
immunity. Yeah, they're trying to take away immunity from that. They're trying to make it so people who have received these surgeries and have complications because of it are able to sue.
The doctors.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes into even some of the chemical abortions and all of that too, because a lot of people are complaining about the Trump election over Roe v. Wade. Right? They're making that the main issue. And I seen some. You're talking about, you know, not just the celebrities crashing out, but families crashing out. But somebody posted a video. It was some kids in high school arguing about the election.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Can you find it real quick?
Let me see if I can. Little black boy sitting in a chair and a black girl was sitting in front of him. I think they were in Chicago. Yeah. And
the one I seen, it was just part of it. I think there was more parts to it, but
yeah,
if you could just find a clip from that, I'll play a little bit of it too. But yeah, even the kids was going back and forth, and the girls that were upset about it, they were talking about abortion rights and all of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And he like, you in high school, what you worried about an abortion for? Like, what you talking about? Why is that a big topic for you? But yeah, they talking about you know, the dangers of some of the chemicalized abortions, because you know, you could just they made it so you don't have to see a doctor or anything to be able to get some of these pills, and you just take a pill and, you know, supposedly just flushes you out or whatever. But they saying it leaves behind a lot of the tissues and different things that, you know, and a lot of women get hurt from it.
Yeah, they leave some of the tissues and stuff inside. A lot of times they're not getting everything out, which is poisoning the system as well.
Right. Good question, Black Voltron. Where the hell is Anthony Fauci at? Anybody heard from him?
Oh, right. Whoa. I mean, talk about a disappear. Like, is he alive? Do we have a pulse on this food?
Right. I ain't heard head nor tail from that cat. And speaking of not hearing from nobody in a long time, where the hell is Jesse Smollett?
Right. Ooh.
No, seriously.
Said, I'm sitting this out.
No, but whatever happened with the case though? Did he ever go to jail?
No, I don't think so.
Remember, he got sentenced, and then they let him out on appeal, and then we never heard about it again.
Right.
We never heard nothing about it again. Where did they hide Jesse Smollett at? I don't think he never went to jail. He did no time for that, and he lost the appeal. I remember we was reporting on it when they was talking about it. It used to be in the news. If you try to Google now, what's the latest on the Jesse Smollett case? I don't think we heard nothing since 2022 or something. Whenever that was.
That's crazy. Well, she can't save you now.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. But while she's looking for that, let me show y'all. There was a senator that was talking to some of the healthcare providers about this abortion situation that they pushing so heavy out here. Let me show y'all this. Hold on, it might be a commercial that pops up. Oh dang, this is on YouTube. I gotta hold on. This device. Let me see if I can play it right here. Hold on.
Thank you. Thanks for staying so long in this testimony and the conversation today on this. This is extremely important to be able to have a dialogue and try to get facts out there, because there's been a tremendous amount of rhetoric. And I've even heard conversations today about misinformation or rhetoric or intellectual honesty and all these things that have come out in the dialogue today. And I want to be able to help bring some things together from hearing the testimony from the entire day on this. Ms. Heckler, just to clarify on this, are there any states where women face prosecution for having an abortion?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize miscarriage?
No.
Or that care for a miscarriage?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize?
Fair use, by the way, YouTube. Fair use, by the way. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes of education, commentary, so on and so forth. But yeah, none of this stuff is illegal in their state.
Right
And
now.
they're making a big deal out of the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And literally the only thing that it does is it takes it out of the hands of the federal government.
Right.
It just leaves it up to the state. All of this fear mongering and scare tactics that they're doing, they make it seem like, oh, women are going to die because they can't get an abortion. And you got women dying because they're having miscarriages and they're afraid they're going to be prosecuted and all that. All of that is cap.
And if they are dying, it's because of racist and damn medical staff. You know what I'm saying? Allowing women to be in pain when they're saying they're in pain or not listening to what we're saying, you know, when we go in.
Oh, yeah, we know that. We know that black women suffer at the hands of a lot of these medical professionals. That ain't got nothing to do with Roe v. Wade.
Nothing.
Roe v. Wade ain't protecting y'all from that at all.
Removing an ectopic pregnancy.
No.
Are there any states that prohibit life-saving care for the mother?
No.
Are there any states where women have to be actively dying for a doctor to be able to act for her care?
No.
There's been a lot of rhetoric in this that I'm concerned pushes people away from getting access to health care. Vice President Harris, in a speech recently, said that women were being arrested and facing prosecution for experiencing miscarriages. Ms. Hackler, do you know of a single instance where a woman has been arrested for having a miscarriage or getting health care for that?
No, not a single incident.
Miscarriage is allowed under the law, and there have been instances where I think that one example of that that's been pointed to is misleading because the woman, I think she was in Ohio, the charges against her were not abortion related, and so it's misleading to use that as an example.
It's a lie. It's not misleading. It's a lie.
But it scares women away from getting access to health care, and it leads women to not go get health care.
Right. So y'all saying this over and over again on the nightly news. And so women who believe y'all, who are in these situations, who really need help and who really need attention, are going to be afraid to go get medical attention because they're afraid that they might get in trouble.
Right.
Because y'all lying. Rhetoric. Shout out to PD that remains in the chat. What's going on, King? Yeah, so that was capped the whole time, and you know people are buying into that. Yeah, so people are buying into that. Hold on, put that back up there, and let me go back over here. You ain't find that video with those kids?
I cannot find it.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. What's this right here? Okay, yeah, I think I wanted to play this. Yeah, I think I wanted to play this right here. Again, the fear mongering is out of control, man. They try to use everything they can. Look, he already won. He already won.
All swing states, by the way. All swing states.
She ain't win not near swing state, not near battleground state.
Not man.
And she lost the popular vote. This was a horrible candidate that y'all put out there. Horrible.
And I hope she hang her drawers up. Like when I say that we say that now. Hang your drawers up, meaning do not run again. Don't waste your time, your money, your energy.
It's
like
over.
Do something else. Hang your drawers up.
It's over. It's over. She can't run for dog catcher at this point. She ain't never won nothing anyway. Lord, that was a wash. But I'm saying he already won, and they still trying to push these fear campaigns. He's gonna be the president, y'all.
Period.
DL, look, DL putting this out there, talking about I think that's the one where they're saying they're gonna lock up drug dealers,
right?
Or they're gonna give the death penalty to drug dealers,
right?
So you know, Trump been talking about that for a minute. You know, about being able to shut down the drug trade.
Latinos, the hell he worried about it for?
This is the thing. That's what I'm saying. They trying to use that to scare black folk. They're gonna start locking up. They're gonna start giving the death penalty to drug dealers. First of all,
got to do with black people,
right? It's not the 80s,
right?
It's not the 80s no more. It's not the 80s and the early 90s no more. We ain't outside like that.
No.
What Trump is talking about is these cartels.
And I think he's made that very clear. He uses the term cartel as well.
Trump is talking about these cartels. He's talking about these people that's bringing over this fentanyl, because the fentanyl is killing people. They talking about all the bodies that these cartels done caught through the fentanyl trade. Right. That's what they talking about giving a death penalty for. They're not talking about a nigga selling a dime bag. Do they still sell dime bags? That sound old as hell saying that.
Hey, but that's how long ago it's been, to be honest, because niggas is not on the corner like that.
That's not what they talking about, fam. They talking about shutting down the opioid trade and the fentanyl and all of that. And these are foreigners.
White folks dying from opioid overdose. They're finding the doctors and stuff like that has contributed to their passing, or that what's that one from that cast of Friends? His physician, I don't know if he was Hispanic or white, but they caught up with him. Basically, all he had to do was forfeit his medical license. He ain't in jail.
Right. Yeah. Oh no, this is the one. I was looking for the one when they was talking about the weed stuff, but this one right here, they talking about getting that Letitia James up there in New York.
Yeah.
They letting her know you better not even try it, because she been coming for Trump for a minute.
Right.
She been coming for Trump for a minute. Hold on.
James, the New York Attorney General, I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights, and I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to.
Fat ass. Wait real quick. Shout out to Ismail. He sent me that video and I just DM'd it to you on X, by the way, with the children.
I bet.
Shout out to Ismail. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, my brother. You sent it to me on X, you said?
Yeah.
I bet. But yeah, y'all bootlegs y'all better not go out there doing the bidding for the white liberals.
He said your fat ass.
Them white liberals gonna send y'all to crash out.
Mm-hmm.
And that hammer gonna come down on y'all. I'm telling you, y'all better stop playing.
That was funny. That was funny.
Let me play this for y'all. So these was the kids in high school. Let me see where they at. Let me see.
This is part 6, but you probably couldn't find the first part in there.
Kids in high school destroys his classmates in a debate about Trump versus Kamala Harris. What rights is Trump taking away from women? All right. It's long, so I can't play the whole thing, but yo, this is insane though. Hold on. This is insane though. Y'all can't hear that?
No.
Oh, y'all couldn't hear it. Why not? Y'all been hearing it. Y'all been hearing everything I'm playing. Can you hear me?
It sounded like it was far, far away. I can hear you fine, but it sounded like it was really far away.
Let me try it again, y'all. Let me try it again. Hold on. And let me know. Don't let me keep playing it. Let me know right off top if you can hear it. Y'all can't hear it.
No.
Yeah, probably just because the audio overall is not good on there. But the kid, the young man, he sound like he tapped in with New Black Media, to be honest.
Good.
He sound like he probably be in the back seat. His mom or his pops is playing Sincere Love the Godcast while he in the back seat or something. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. And look, the young man is not emotional about the situation. He's asking logical questions. You know what I'm saying? They in there, well, he don't like nobody. He don't like you. He don't like Latinos. He don't like nobody. He said, what rights is he taking away from women? Well, he don't like ma'am, what rights is he taking away from women? He asked the same question like 4 or 5 times, and they just keep talking about.
He tried to deflect.
Yeah, they just keep deflecting on, he don't like this one. He don't like that one, type of person he is. And he like, look, y'all can't even answer a simple question. Y'all can't even answer a simple question. And so it's one thing, you know, to have some kids having that discussion, but they sound just like the adults. You got adults out here sounding like that.
Right.
You have grown people out here sounding exactly like these young girls, and I feel bad for the young girls because it just shows who's raising them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna be looking for a zaddy because they're not gonna see any value in the black man because they don't have any valuable black men around them, and their mom is shitting on black men, shitting on her daddy and everybody else around her.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't gonna have no value in a black man, no trust, nothing, no honor.
Right. But this is, to me, this is like a silver lining kind of situation because, you know, with so much attention being on the election, and you know, a lot of that is political theater, it's a distraction from a lot of other stuff that's going on. We understand that. But you know, something good always comes out of it, right? Because look how engaged they are. You know, regardless to which side of the argument they on, look how engaged they are in the topic. You know what I'm saying? And so it's good that young people are even thinking, just thinking. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out and wrap their mind about what they're hearing and what they're seeing. That's a good thing. And so now all it takes is for us to be able to come in and put some of the puzzle together for them. You know what I'm saying? So now it's not hard for us to have these type of conversations with them where it's boring and they're not interested and they don't know what you're talking about. They're already engaged. You know what I'm saying? And so when they come through, when they're at the barbershop or whatever, and I got them in my chair, we can have the conversation. And I can help fill in the blanks and help put the pieces of the puzzle together. So I love what they're doing by trying to create this distraction because it's waking people up regardless. That's not the desired intention, you know, but that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Do you recall, this was maybe a month or so ago, when they had, it was a parent whose daughter, I think is 18, right at 18, but she's probably 17, but anyway, they started having the campaigns or registering to vote at the schools, at the high schools. And so the teacher was trying to get her to vote a certain way, meaning Democratic, and a mom came up there, you know, and checked her. And so I'm glad, I think as a mom, I would have done the same thing.
I think we covered that.
My child and doing that. We talked about that here, right?
I think we did.
Yeah, I didn't like how they were steering it, but I don't remember in school.
And that teacher was lying.
Yeah,
and that teacher was lying.
Yep.
Try to lie on that little girl. She was like, the little girl, she's like, no, that's what you said.
That's what you said.
That's what you said.
Very clear. That's why I told my mama.
Right.
You know, because what you said didn't, you know, sound right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm glad that they are getting involved and engaging them in the conversation, but don't steer them one way or the other.
Right. Right. On enough of us, you know what I'm saying? We still got a lot of work to do. We still got a way to go. But yeah, like I said, the liberal democratic agenda, the same old tricks is not working the way that it used to. You know what I'm saying? Enough of us ain't really falling for the BS. You know what I'm saying? And so that's good. That's good. I want them to keep doing what they're doing. Because they one trick ponies. They don't really got no more tricks in the bag. You know what I'm saying? So let them keep going hard doing what they're doing, because that's pushing more and more people to our side.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or even adjacent to our side, which is good too. Because the people that's voting red now, they might not be on our side, but it still has the desired effect. Either way, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Trump put out a tweet. What was this, yesterday? Was this yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. And I think
it was today.
No, this one is today, and that's hilarious. I mean, yesterday, because today is the 9th or the 10th.
To 10th.
Okay, so this was yesterday. And I think it's hilarious because he's definitely clowning. He got his clown shoes on. He says, I am very surprised that the Democrats who fought a hard and violent fight in the 2020 presidential election, raising a record amount of money, didn't have lots of monies left over. Now they are being squeezed by vendors and others. Whatever we can do to help them during this difficult period, I would strongly recommend we, as a party for the sake of desperately needed unity, do. We have a lot of money left over. That is our biggest asset in the campaign, was earned media. And that doesn't cost very much. Make America great again. He was basically clowning.
Yes.
I still got money left over, y'all.
Right. Because the thing is, Trump is able to garner media attention without spending money.
Right.
Trump could put out a tweet and make headlines. You know what I'm saying? Him going on these podcasts, Joe Rogan and all these other places, you don't got to pay for that.
Right. And she had media on lock, and they
You know
were
what I'm
all,
saying?
and the campaign was paying for it.
Right. Trump, I mean, it was a couple of assassination attempts.
Right.
I mean, you can't buy that type of media attention. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that, and plus he's a person who understands media, how it works. You know what I'm saying? He understands marketing and all of that stuff. And so he was brilliant. He was brilliant throughout his campaign. You know, the stuff with the garbage truck and all of that, like everything that they did, how he was able to play on it and troll and use it to stay in the headlines, to keep his name out there, keep his image out there. He ain't have to spend $1 billion to do that.
He
You
said,
know what I'm
I got
saying?
money left over.
Right. He was
But
clowning.
yeah, we're not helping them. I didn't help raise the money. I'm not helping them get none of, and then pay these vendors or anybody else. They on their own. Nope.
Yo, but Trump also, he's throwing a lot of ideas out there because he only got concepts of a plan, right?
Right.
He only got concept of a plan, but he's on Twitter throwing out a lot of ideas that I guess he's kicking around with the campaign to see about policies that he may or may not implement. But he's actually trying to get a pulse of what the American people are feeling. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just doing it, he's kind of throwing some of the stuff out there to see what people think. So he put it out there, and I think this was today. Retired people, yeah, this was today, this morning. He put out there, retired people should be completely tax exempt. They have already paid their dues. Yes or no? So he want to know what we think.
That girl that be camping, that white lady Marjorie Green, she put this out a few days before that. She had already tweeted this out too a few days ago.
What y'all think about that?
I agree. I really do feel like people that are retirees, my mom, is a retiree. I don't feel like they should pay taxes. They did pay their dues. Why is a retiree paying taxes on money that they already earned or put aside?
Mm-hmm.
I feel a way about that for sure.
Right. I like the idea. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that y'all could tell your aunties.
Right. Because they're still stuck on he's gonna take away Social Security. That's their time.
So when y'all go to Thanksgiving and y'all start arguing, because it's coming. When y'all go to Thanksgiving, there goes something right there for y'all to throw out there. Well, what y'all think?
They're gonna instantly shut it down. Oh, he ain't gonna do nothing.
Hey,
they're gonna instantly shut it down. He lying.
Well, he already won. What he got to lie for now?
Right. Because
he already
put
won.
This out after winning. Correct.
Right. What he got to lie for now? Now he's really trying to get down to business and talk about what we should do and shouldn't do as far as policy. You know what I'm saying? And so he's putting feelers out there. And this one I like. So that's two things I done found that I actually like about this upcoming Trump presidency. Not indifferent, not no consolation prize, but something that I could actually rock with. I like this idea. I like the idea of shutting the borders down. And I like I said, what he's doing with RFK being in charge of public health. That's 3.
And all this gender shit out of these schools.
Oh, yeah, that's 4. I ain't mad.
Deportation. He said day 1. That's 5, ain't it? That's 5.
Right. No, I said that. I said that one.
Oh, okay.
I said that one. But he got the Republicans. They won the Senate, right? They swept the Senate, I think.
Yeah, they have the Senate. Yeah, they have both the House and the Senate now.
They got both.
They have both.
So he gonna be coming in with a trifecta.
Yep. They got both of them.
All right, so we're gonna see if we're gonna get put back in chains then, I guess.
Right.
Because if that's the plan, if Project 2025 is really the boogeyman, you got a trifecta coming into office. You should be able to do that on day 1. We should be back picking cotton by February 1st.
Well, if that's the case, why would even let the immigrants go? They say they're here to do the jobs that we refuse to do.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. According according to the fearmongers, we're gonna be
Right.
back on the plantation before Valentine's Day.
Well, if they let them, then you know, to me, if you back on a plantation by Valentine's Day, you volunteered.
Slavery is a choice. Slavery is a choice. But yeah, the Republicans they've been rallying around the hashtag Trump effect for the last couple of days. They popping their collar, man. You know what I'm saying? They popping their collar about, because, like I said, there's been a lot of shift taking place before the man even take office. Just by him winning the election, a lot of things have been shifting around the world. And so one thing that they popping their collar about, he is going to be appointing a female chief of staff, the first female chief of staff. I forgot the lady's name that they said he's going to put up there. But that's one of the things that they popping their collar about. They're like, yeah, y'all say he was a misogynist, but he about to elect the first female chief of staff. NYC, Eric Mayor Adams already cut off them debit cards.
But you see that it took him what, 24 hours, if that?
Now
Maybe
I
within
know
12 hours.
I know the liberals, they saying, well, it was a 1-year program. It was scheduled to come to an end anyway. Yeah, but if the election went the other way, they was going to renew that thing.
Right, you hear me?
They was definitely going. They was going to re-up. They was definitely going to re-up. They shut that down. U.S. companies are looking to see about bringing production home because of the upcoming tariffs. They know a lot of tariffs is coming into play. So people are talking about moving from China, you know, getting production done here or in other places where they don't got to deal with them tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
The stock market was hitting all-time highs. Crypto was going crazy. Bitcoin hit an all-time high. The night of the election, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. Stock market was going crazy. Mexico, they broke up the approaching caravan. They had another caravan approaching the border. They broke that up, and the Mexican, the president, started telling people, y'all need to stop crossing that border. Y'all stay away from that border. And the man ain't even take office yet. They said Qatar agrees to evict Hamas, the Hamas leaders. Hamas wants to immediately end the war. They don't want no more smoke. Taliban claims they want to start a new chapter, and they're hoping to strengthen relations with the Trump administration. China wants a peaceful coexistence, and Russia is ready to talk. The EU wants to start buying U.S. gas again, not Russian gas. Ukraine leaders, they had a private conversation with Trump and Elon Musk. So there's been a big shift around the globe, man, just from him winning this election before he even take office. So it's going to be real interesting, man. It's going to be real interesting. And I'm just saying, as far as what we're seeing so far, it ain't really too much that I'm mad at.
Well, I just sent you a DM again on X. Not that this is surprising, but you know, it's something that people are going to run with for sure. Where did I go? Where he's talking about bringing back, allegedly. Where is it? I
On
just
X, you said?
Yeah, on X. Trump's plan to deploy the National Guard and federal assets to every major city to restore law and order, allowing citizens to sue local officials for damages caused by their policies, and passing a concealed carry reciprocity legislation, allowing gun owners to carry beyond their state lines. Um, Sign a record investment in hiring, retention, and training for police officers. Return to proven policing measures such as stop and frisk, strictly enforcing existing gun laws. Take on and, if needed, prosecute the radical Soros matriarch prosecutor, however you say it, prosecutors not enforcing the rules of law. Give victims of radical left prosecutors who choose not to prosecute criminals the ability to sue local officials for harm and suffering. If your small business is pillaged because shoplifting goes unpunished, or brutal attacks by a violent out out release without bail or bond, you will be entitled to massive damages. So I don't know if he said that. Let's listen. Can we play the video?
Yeah, hold on. There's more, a couple more bullet points. He said, instruct the
Um,
DOJ to dismantle every gang, street crew, and drug network in America. Death penalty for drug dealers and human traffickers. We talked about that a little bit
yeah.
earlier. Deploy federal assets, including the National Guard, to restore law and order when local law enforcement refuses to act. Overhaul school discipline and juvenile justice. Education and justice departments to overhaul federal standards on disciplining minors. When troubled youths are out in the streets going wild, we will stop it. The consequences will be swift, certain, and strong. Sign can still carry reciprocity legislation. Second Amendment won't end at the state line. Secure the border dramatically. Increase interior enforcement and wage war on the cartels. Let's hear what he's saying. Well, the video is 5 minutes, so we can't play it all. But let's hear some of what he's saying.
Joe Biden and the defund the police Democrats have turned our once great cities into cesspools of bloodshed and crime. There's never been anything like it. Here's my plan to restore law and order in our.
Hold on. So he's talking about under Joe Biden, the increase in crime and things of that nature. We've never seen anything like it. So he's talking about things that we have been seeing in recent times that are unprecedented, that he wants to do something about. Right? And so who's that targeting?
Latinos out here in California, because that's all I see, Latinos and Asians doing it.
This is what I'm saying, because we've been here.
Right.
And you know, our criminal class, you know, ain't nothing new. Our criminal class is actually less than what it's been in the past. Right. You know what I'm saying? Black crime is actually down all over the country, believe it or not. Black crime is actually down. So, and he's talking about this new rise in crime. Is this something that we need to be worried about?
It's not my community.
Not to say, you know, black people going to feel anything. You know, we already know how that goes. Black people are going to be affected. Yes, of course. But is right? But is this something that's targeting our community specifically? Is the question that I'm asking.
No.
Cities and throughout our country, frankly. First, because police forces have been gutted by Democrats' war on police. I will sign a record investment in hiring, retention, and training for police officers nationwide. So important. This bill will also increase vital liability protections for officers because the Democrats want to take those protections away from our police because we want them to do their jobs and we want them to do their jobs right. You can't take their protections away if you're going to.
So now this you know, they've been talking about this all throughout the whole campaign on both sides, and I've always been confused by this part of the conversation because what is it exactly that the Democrats have been doing to stop police from doing anything to us?
Right. I'm waiting for that question to be answered as well because they haven't done nothing. Nothing.
I always been confused about this part of the conversation.
Let's start with Obama.
Right.
We're gonna leave that up to the state. Remember that?
Yeah, he signed the blue law and all of that to give police more protection.
Right. So
they gave police more money. They gave police more money under this Biden administration and all of that stuff. We're talking about defund the police. They gave them more money.
They gave them more money. Then they gave them body cams that they can turn on and off.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what did they actually do to try to rein in some of this police brutality and these police killings? Right. They ain't really do nothing about that. So I don't really know what Trump talking about when it comes to that. Be honest. I've been saying that. Like, what you talking about? Cue me in, because I ain't see it.
Have them do their jobs properly. Second, to qualify for this new funding and all other Justice Department grants, I will insist that local jurisdictions return to proven common sense policing measures, such as stop and frisk. Very simple. You stop them and you frisk them. Strictly enforcing existing gun laws against convicted felons, cracking down on the open use of illegal drugs, and cooperating with ICE to get criminal aliens off our streets and get them out of our country.
So we know and understand the history of stop and frisk has always been a racist practice, targeting foundational Black Americans specifically. And so he's talking about incentivizing police departments to go back to that by dangling some money. If you want this money, y'all better start stopping and frisking.
Right.
But what I'm noticing is, what does he directly pivot to after that? Hold on.
These illegal aliens.
When he mentions it, who is he talking about?
I will insist that local jurisdictions return to
Turn it up.
measures such as stop and frisk. Very simple. You stop them and you frisk them. Strictly enforcing existing gun laws against convicted felons, cracking down on the open use of illegal drugs, and cooperating with ICE to get criminal aliens off our streets and get them out of our country.
That was all one sentence to me.
I'm just saying.
Who's bringing the drugs here? We all know where it's coming from.
We know who the plug is.
Right. Like,
we know who the plug is. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with these tactics and this methodology. If you really want to end the war on drugs, I actually agree and align more with what the Green Party was talking about. You know what I'm saying? When Jill Stein was talking about decriminalizing and legalizing some of these drugs in order to defund the cartels, you stop the trade altogether by breaking up the market. You know what I'm saying? There's no market for it on a in the underworld if it becomes legalized. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what she was talking about, I feel like it's getting more at the root of the matter to really, stop the trade altogether and do something about it. And she's talking about making it a healthcare issue, which they've been doing that for white people with this opioid crisis and all of that. You know what I mean? But she's talking about, across the board, treating the addicts, not like criminals, but like patients. You know what I'm saying? And, defunding the cartels. So to me, that gets more to the root of the matter, where what he's talking about is just more, lock them up, law and order and all that, which we know doesn't work historically. It doesn't stop the crime at all. Harsher sentences and all of that, it doesn't bring down the crime at all. You know what I mean? You got to go to the root of the problem, focus on the economy of it, and gut the economy, help people who are in need with their economic situations, and that's how you fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? But this right here, what he's talking about, I don't agree with it. I'm just saying it doesn't sound like it's something that's specifically targeting us.
And thanks again. It's also not something that he never ran on. So it's not new. It's not
it's definitely not new. Yeah, definitely not new. But yeah, thanks again for the copyright disclaimer too. But yeah, the video is long, so I ain't gonna play no more of it. But we read all of the bullet points to y'all, so y'all know what it's about. Y'all could go check it out and watch the video in full. Also, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. This upcoming presidency, it's gonna be very interesting to see how things play out. But we focusing on 2028, 2032, and all the primaries in between, and the local elections that are going to be taking place in between. That's what we need to be focusing on as a group, cultivating more of our people to run for office, fine tuning.
Shout out to Marcel, by the way. He did not, get his seat, in Congress, but he fought a good fight. We appreciate him. I was on the, mail-in team. I didn't do phone banking this time, but I definitely, did my part, to make sure that our brother tried to get in. He didn't, but he's remaining in the fight. He's a extremely important voice within the new Black media, with Foundational Black American Freedmen, period. So we want to say, thank you, Marcel Dixon, for everything that you have done and will continue to do for the Freeman family. And shout out to you.
All right. Said wait until Trump's Latino supporters find out that they are included in his racist policing proposal.
Right.
And that's the thing. I'm not saying some of the stuff that he's proposing is a good thing, but I'm saying other people are the targets and they got to hold their own nuts.
That's all.
That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
We ain't fighting for everybody else.
All
of the stuff that they talking about, it already affects us. We already been living through those conditions. No matter who's in office, we already get racially profiled and all of that. We don't get to weave in and out of our blackness and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing gonna change for us. So y'all gotta hold your own nuts. That's the thing. Down here in Atlanta, it's a famous soul food restaurant down here called This Is It. I know many of y'all probably heard of This Is It. They've been around for a long time. Very famous spot down here in Atlanta. But one of their main spot off of 20 is getting shut down. The government claimed eminent domain on the land that they sitting on. They sitting right off the highway, y'all. Prime location. And the government claimed eminent domain. They saying they gotta ease up the traffic congestion over there. I don't know if they expanding the highway or what they doing, but they got to shut that location down, man. They getting ran up out of that spot, man. And they didn't disclose how much they're going to be getting, because they got to pay them out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to pay them market value, because I guess they've been trying to get them to sell for a while, and they didn't want to sell. They got a bunch of different locations out here, by the way. But I think that one is like really the cash cow. And so I guess they've been trying to get them to sell for a while. Yeah, Panola Road. Yeah. And they didn't want to sell. So now they did eminent domain on them. And so what the law requires is that they got to pay them fair market value. But fair market value to me is kind of a vague term. Like they could play around with that. Like who determines what the market value is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Who picks the appraiser?
Right. Like hopefully they get a good legal team, so that they can really show their books and show their actual worth and get what they're supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they find another good location. I don't think they're gonna find a location like that, but hopefully they find another good location somewhere, maybe not even in Atlanta, maybe go somewhere else, expand it. This might even be, turn out to be something good for them. But that was a good spot. They've been there for a long time, right off the highway.
2010.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all know how they do us, man.
Yeah, that eminent domain only kind of affects Black people. Never seen that affect the Asian, Hispanic, or white business at all.
Right. All these massage parlors don't ever get eminent domained.
And speaking of, that's in the materials too.
Yeah. 21 women across 12 different massage parlors arrested in prostitution-related charges and Operation Skin So Soft.
$2 more. $2 more. $2 more.
Hey yo, I'm looking at these women,
haggardly looking.
I'm like, I don't want no happy ending, man. No, I'm good.
$2 more. $2 more.
I'm cool on the upsell of the happy ending. Like, no, thank you. I don't even think I want a massage for real. Like, I don't even think I want a massage for real.
$2 more. $2 more.
Yo, who be going up in these spots, man? Who go up in these spots, man? Never have I ever. Never have I ever.
They be old. At least they look old. But they may be great with their hands.
That's who it is. Yeah, that's who it is. He said, did Robert Kraft get caught up in one? That's who it be.
Yeah, he did.
That's who it be. Them old wrinkled up white dudes be going up in there getting them happy endings and all that.
Yeah, because it's only $2 more.
Man, hilarious. But yeah, also down here in Atlanta, speaking of Atlanta, there's a research center down here where a bunch of monkeys got escaped.
Oh Lord. I thought it was in North Carolina, but it was like 30 minutes out of some part of Georgia, if I'm
Yeah,
not
it's like on the
mistaken, right?
border. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not in Atlanta. It's like on the border. Let me see. Yeah, Yamasee, South Carolina. Police are working to
That's
recapture
crazy.
43 monkeys who escaped the research center in South Carolina. Officials said dozens of whatever kind of monkeys they is. I don't know how to pronounce that. Rhesus macaques or something.
No, they
Escaped
got
their
diseases. That's what we know. They full of diseases.
yeah, they doing all type of experiments on them and shit. Like they probably crazy as cat shit running
Right.
around.
Y'all better shoot.
They said, according to the website, Alpha Genesis specializes in non-human primate products and bio research. The website also claims their research uses specific pathogen-free primate models. They said these monkeys have never been used for testing,
Yeah,
given
right.
their young age, small size, and the fact that they are too young to carry disease.
I don't believe that.
Traps have been set up around the area. Residents are advised to keep all the doors and windows secure to prevent primates from entering inside their home. Imagine,
I just can't. I
nigga,
can't.
imagine.
I just can't. Like, how do you even? You better say strapped up and shoot one,
Right.
like off your
I,
porch.
I ain't gonna lie. You know, I'd be scared to death. Nigga, I seen some shit
Yeah,
like
and I
that,
don't
boy.
believe the whole part that they don't have diseases and all this stuff. I don't believe that. They just trying to keep the panic down.
Right.
It's a research lab. Like, what are they there for? Research.
Right. 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 Come on, man. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
ain't
I
falling for
don't
that.
know. But yeah, that would trip me the hell out. I'll probably have a damn heart attack. I seen some shit like that. Pull up in my driveway, get out the car. Got 3 monkeys on the porch. Like, nigga, what?
43. All 43 of them looking for some food.
All right, man. We got to get up out of here, man. We've been on here for a minute with y'all. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us as always. No show this week, this Wednesday. I don't know. We might come on and kick it with y'all, but we don't got nobody lined up for the Black Business Showcase. But you know, if you or anybody you know is a business owner, entrepreneur, you would like to have your stuff featured on our channel, hit us up, man. Godcastenterprises at gmail.com. Let us know what you got going on so we can get you on the schedule for the Black Business Showcase, or you can simply send one of us a DM on social medias, and you know, we could get it set up that way as well. Whatever works for you. Anything else before we get out of here, Nicey
Happy
girl?
Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. And thank you for your
Veterans Day.
service. Yeah, tomorrow's Veterans Day.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow's Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Oh, and today is one of the elders, one of the sisters from Tulsa's birthday.
Oh yeah. I don't have my
Which one is it? Which one is it, y'all? I
It's
know
not
y'all
Mother
know
Fletcher. It's not Mother
in the
Fletcher.
chat.
It's the other one. I cannot think of her name. My apologies. It's not Mother Fletcher though.
Hold on. Got to give her a birthday shout out. Hold on.
Yes. Go to Demario's Instagram.
Oh, I don't follow that cat, man.
I do, so I can shun him.
Leslie Benningfield Randall.
There we go, Leslie. There we go.
Our beloved Leslie Benningfield Randall, one of the 2 last living survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, turns 110 years old on today,
And
Sunday,
still
November
fighting.
10th.
And still fighting for her reparations, y'all.
Still cute,
Still
too.
fighting.
Look.
Still gorgeous. 110 where?
Right.
Let's tell the truth, y'all. And no shade, but definitely tea. There's some, like, honestly, 40, 50-year-old white women that look older than that. Like, seriously. Black don't really cry. That woman is 110 years old.
Yikes.
You know?
Yikes. But yeah, 110 laps around the sun, man. Happy birthday to her. Still no justice.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? But they
But
still
she's
here.
still
They
here.
still kicking. And so that's what's up, man. So we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all next week, man. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for more to come.
Right here.
Always remember, family, we are not the master teachers, but We are the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. We up out of here. Peace and Black love.
Yeah, like that. Let's see what's in the God's mind. Listen.